Hi guys, my name is Nikki Whiting and I am a Superstar Diamond Beachbody Coach. I have been coaching for 3 years this month, and I was challenged recently to talk about the struggles we had when I first began coaching, or just think back to moments where I felt like maybe I wasn't going to make it as a Beachbody coach. And it's so often that I hear new coaches wanting to compare where they are now to a coach who's been in the business for 3 years and struggled through those same things that they have, but gotten to a different place. And they compare where they are now to where a coach who's been hustling in this business for a few years, where they are. And that's really unfair to do to yourself, because we've all been through those struggles and had those times of self-doubt and worry and is it going to happen for me? Am I going to be able to do this? But maybe we're not there now. And just because we're not there now doesn't mean that we didn't feel it before. And so for me, I felt like it was important to make a video to share why I almost didn't make it as a Beachbody coach. And for those of you who know my journey and have been following me, you know that I started coaching about 7 months after my daughter was born. We had decided that I was going to stay home and I was not going to be teaching anymore. I was a third grade teacher before that. And with that came a lot of anxiety. I struggle with anxiety and depression. And so I had a lot of fears of what we were going to do, if we were going to be able to make it. I also had a lot of just worry that why had I invested all this money and, told my parents that I was going to I went through business marketing and got my undergrad. And then I decided I was going to be a teacher and I was going to get my master's of arts in teaching. And I did that and went through all this schooling, and now I'm not going to use it all. And that was kind of scary to me too, because I didn't want to be a disappointment. And so it's just that time in your life, it was mid-20s where you just feel like there's such huge life changes happening and you don't really know what to do with yourself. You don't know if the decisions you're making are good ones, if it's going to make a good impact on your life, or if it's going to be something that you regret. And now that I've been in this business, I can fully look back and say there really are no regrets. I think it's just important that you're doing what you feel is right and seeing if it works out. Like if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, right? But at least you tried, and you're not thinking back like, what if? You're just looking back and saying, okay, well, that didn't work. That's fine. At least I tried. And so when I initially signed up, it took me a while to decide to do that. I knew that I loved the programs. I was working out at home already because it was just easier for me with a baby. I loved Shakeology, but the price was a concern for us on one income. And so that was something that I would love to have been able to replace. And for me, I was just thinking, like, could I actually be a decent coach? I had a lot of fears. And so one reason that I almost didn't make it is because I almost didn't join. I almost didn't sign up. I thought, well, I don't have a background in fitness. I don't have a background in health and nutrition. How will anyone ever take me seriously, type of thing. And that scared me. That kept me from really doing a lot in the beginning. And I also had a lot of negative feedback from people. People have this like weird view, and I think it's quickly changing, and mindsets are changing about network marketing, but specifically about Beachbody, because there are, like with any field that you're in, there's going to be really great companies and there's going to be really crappy companies. And so it's easy to lump all into one category, but I can tell you for sure that Beachbody is so different from so many out there that I really feel like there's no competition. And that truly comes from a place of like honesty, not just because I work for the company. And that's the reason that I became a coach. But when I look back and think, okay, well, what other reasons did I almost not make it as a coach? Well, as soon as I signed up, I was told by multiple people that it was a really bad decision. I was told by people in my family and circle of friends that, oh, you're doing network marketing. Oh, don't do that. I've tried to do network marketing. It does not work. Like, you're going to waste all your money. It's going to be a waste of your time. All of those things. And when you're brand new in something and full of anxiety already, your fears become like, whoa, okay, they're intensified. And it's like, okay, maybe they're right. And you start to believe some of the things that you're hearing. But after talking with my husband and long conversations about just how much better I felt myself as a customer of Beachbody and being in challenge groups and having support from other women and other moms, I felt like it was just something I needed to try. Like, if I didn't try it, I was always going to think about it. And so I decided to think about it and pursue it and talk to my husband, and we said, let's give it a few months and see what happens. And I dove in. And had I listened to all of the naysayers, then I probably wouldn't have made it as a coach. There were times when, I saw people who literally would make fun of it on social media, or would make fun of it to your face, or you mention it and they just brush it off as not this real job. It's not a real thing. It's not going to last long. She'll be done with that in a couple months. Like, it was a lot of negative. And had I let that consume me, then I would have easily just shut it off and said, okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go back to being, this mom that stays home, and that's my role. And I'm really glad that I didn't listen to that. I'm really glad that I decided that I was going to push past that, and I was going to continue to go with my gut and what I felt was right. And I did that. And slowly my business started to grow. And what's funny is, once your business starts to grow, you really don't have to feel like you need to defend it anymore, because it is a real thing, and it is growing, and it is providing an income and a full-time income for your family. And you are getting results. And I did feel better than I ever felt, and was getting more results than I ever got at the gym. I began to mentor other coaches who wanted that same freedom as me and were willing to work as hard as me, and now have this incredible freedom to work from home and provide for their family in ways that they never would have. So had I listened to all the people who had something to say in the beginning, or to my fears of what is my family going to say when I tell them that I'm no longer using these degrees and I'm going to go ahead and do Beachbody, I would not have made it, and I wouldn't be where I am today, which is a totally different pregnancy, as you can see. We are expecting our second daughter next month, and it's pretty incredible to see where we have set ourselves up to be in a place where we're not feeling the stresses that we felt with that first pregnancy. And it feels good to have been able to contribute in that way, to feel like I have done something financially to really help. I know that, I was feeling like I was contributing in a way, being home with my daughter and providing for her, which in itself is a full-time job. But I also wanted to have that financial contribution as well. And I liked being able to have that. And so, had I not done this, I wouldn't be feeling that feeling that I feel today, which is just a sense of accomplishment, where I feel like I can sit back and not stress so much about the things that we stressed about early on when we were younger and in our first pregnancy. And that's a great feeling. And I love paying that forward to other people. But I think that new coaches need to realize, and even coaches at Diamond who hit Diamond and then nothing happens, or they hit Diamond and then they drop their rank, don't let that defeat define you. Don't let that small setback keep you from your big vision. You had a vision when you signed up. You had a vision when you decided to coach. You had a reason that you wanted to coach, and you had a huge why. And so it's important for you to really find that and not let the small setbacks define you or your business. So I hope that if any of you are in that similar situation, that you see what can come of this business if you really just go all in and don't allow the naysayers or the anxiety or the fears or the what ifs define your business. Anyways, hope you guys have a great day, and I hope that this was helpful.